Good evening, everyone. I'd like to play a little bit of Clair de Lune, different phrases, just snippets, but to try and show you different ways of producing different amounts of sound, different colors for the emotional effect of the phrase, and how I get into the keys and what my tools are to changing the sound or the effect of the phrase. So we give it a try. First of all, I want to know the atmosphere that I'm trying to create, and it's one of moonlight and calm and the light of the moon and the peace of the atmosphere, the peacefulness of the atmosphere. So, but I got to hear both notes. If I just hear, it's not enough. If I want one over the other, it's how I rotate the hand. If I want the bass note to be more, then I got to rotate use the forearm and turn it to rotate the hand toward the bass. When I drop in, then I'll hear the bass note as opposed to the top. But the finger has to be firm. So what closes your hand and what opens work against each other. Make that finger firm. And I'm going to drop weight onto the hand so that it's like this is the bottom of a boat, and I want to be able to rock once I'm down in on the bottom of the boat and I've dropped on it, put the weight of this part of my arm, the upper arm, the thickness and the heaviness of the upper arm. When I put it on the hand in the drop position, then I'm on the bottom of that boat, which is floating on the ocean, and it can wave this way or this way or this way, rock. So feel, see, then I hear both of them. But I don't want to push it down. If I do, it's too forced a sound. So I want to sink the key, but I still want to put the weight on there. So, and then. See, I didn't hear both of those notes. So if I only heard that, I didn't hear this. I got to hear both. So it's how you listen in your mind first for what you're trying to achieve. If you're just playing the notes, you don't have the concept of the emotional sinking into the key that you want ahead of time. It's not going to work. So you have to have the atmosphere, and then you have to be able to have this wrist moving like someone's lungs moving, always constantly moving. You've got that freedom in there. But you don't want to hit. So you see, if you slash it, you just get noise. So you've got to let the back of the upper arm be part of what's sinking in to put weight on the hand. So, but you've got to remember you're trying to reach row ZZ in the hall, in the auditorium. If you just sort of have soft fingers, it won't reach the back of the hall. So you need overtones, you need the color, but you don't want it to be so sharp that it loses the warmth of the tone. So, but I want the top, and that snap to the finger. Too loud on the second one, the last one. Now less. see it's the whole back of that upper arm flopping right through to the floor, and then the weight of that weight is what's coming, of that thickness of your upper arm and so on, your back, your whole body, is what's sinking onto the hand as a dead weight mass. And then when you... piece is in 9/8 time, so there are three groups of triplets, and each triplet has 3 notes in it, of course. And if you think of flopping this weight onto your hand on the bottom of a boat that's on the surface of the water, that's in the water, but it's floating, then you can think of rocking from one side to the other for the group of 3. And then the rocking over to the other side is going to take an equal amount of time, and then rocking back to the third one. So then you can 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. See how it keeps it calm. This way of sinking in like that allows you to draw the listener into what you're doing. And so if I come to the part where you go, there are 16ths, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In each triplet there's 6 16ths, so, or 3/8. So you've got to feel that that's one side of the rock, so of the rocking. And that you need the top, you need to voice the top, you can't have the F, but you need to hear it. And it's 1 and 2 and 3, and it's not 1 and 2 and 3, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, and 4 is less than 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. And you can't bump that, no. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and trick is to hear every note. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, 8 and 9, 1 and 2 and 3 and 5 and 6 and 7, 8 and 9, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, 8 and 9, 1, 2 and 3 and 2 and 3. Right in there, I don't know my notes well enough, and so I would reach for the score, which is here, and I would pull out that particular line, and I would do uneven practice on it, and break it right up to understanding, making the fingers have muscle memory, and knowing what they're trying to play. So if I go 1 and 2 and 3, and those have to play together, 1 and 2, and they play together, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 9, and so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2, 4 and 5 and 6. And And so that's the spot that I don't know. So I have to take it all apart. So on the next video, I'm just going to take that little section and break it up and practice it for you and show you exactly what I do to make it work. Because when there's one weak link in the piece, it ruins the whole thing. And it's a matter of slow practice and uneven practice, and then balance the voicing so that the soprano sings out and you hear all the inner notes one after another. So I hope that gives you some ideas on how to practice a piece, especially one as beautiful as Clair de Lune. And I'll show you the uneven practice on that middle section next time. Have a good night.